What's going on? It's Anton from antondaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Hey, it's an alarming amount of women that's getting a hold of their phones and they starting new accounts. And in those accounts, they basically advising people on how it is that they supposed to be moving in their relationships. Let me revise that. Mostly they're speaking to another demographic, women, not men, not both of us, not white men, not none of that. They're speaking to men in general. Now, I know that a lot of these conversations, they go beyond race, but you got to remember that everything is based off of proximity. It's not necessarily just based off of whether or not they're speaking to you directly. They're going to resonate with people that identify with them. And we all know that identity is a large portion of what people look for whenever they're trying to substantiate their argument, meaning that our cultural norms is based off of whatever it is that you see happening that's most popular with the people that you're rocking with. All right, so why do I say all of that? It's because I'm trying to tell y'all that the gender war is alive and it's real, and it's not because I want it to be, it's not because you want it to be. I know that most men, the majority of men actually want to be married. They want to have a phenomenal family. They want to have phenomenal relationships. They not the ones that's breaking up their families. It's the biggest lie that's been told since the beginning of time that feeds into a feminist agenda that's trying to convince you guys that it's your fault. Even when she fuck up, it's your fault. That's what they telling you. That's what they told your father. That's what they told your uncles. That's what they told your friends. That's why he said happy wife, happy life, because he leaned into the idea that if he could just make her happy, then he could save his family. That's why a lot of guys stayed for the kids. They did the right thing. I believe that not breaking up your family and staying for the kids is absolutely the right thing to do. And then when women became more free to choose for themselves, obviously they chose feminism, or they chose to break up their family, or they chose to depend on the government, which is now impacting how we vote. It's impacting our neighborhoods. It's impacting who's stealing your wheels, impacting who's going to be on government assistance, impacting how much in student loans that you got to take. And so we don't have those conversations. It's more than just whether or not you can choose to be with this person or choose to be with that person, because contrary to popular belief, Biden didn't forgive your student loans. We did. It's the taxpayers. They don't use your money. Your money is paying them to make a decision on our behalf on what they think is best for all of us. And so in order for them to maintain power, they're leveraging your bad decision making in order to continue to vote for them. But see, we don't have those conversations in truth. What we say is, hey, don't dick police, do whatever you want to do. Why is people having a conversation about? Because it's impacting society. It's impacting the schools that we go to. It's impacting the lessons that's being taught, impacting our cultural norms. It's impacting the households. It's impacting the talking points and what's happening on social media, and that most people feel like they can go and slut it out. I did a review video with a panel, and it was a phenomenal panel on After Hours yesterday. Make sure y'all go and tap into After Hours with Q, Quentin, and my dog, Pan-Africanism Strikes Back. Phenomenal guy. I did a panel yesterday, and we did a review video of a woman that basically was talking about how she got married early, and then once she got a DM from a football player, and it was on the Danza project. I forgot what the chick's name is, but she said once she got a DM from a football player, she lied to her husband. She already had a kid, and she went and hung out with the football player, and obviously we know what all was happening, even though she don't have to necessarily say it. And then ultimately she made the decision, hey, it's more fun over here than it is over there, and I ain't really trying to keep my family together. And so because we don't have any fathers, because a lot of mothers are pushing the children out of the home, because there's a small minority of men that's having a majority of the babies with women that don't know what to choose and they making bad decisions, first they gonna blame it on you for other men doing what they supposed to do. Then they gonna blame it on you for not wanting to be a step crash dummy or a step baby daddy. And then they gonna hold you accountable for what other men did that they decided to sleep with, even though they knew that that man wasn't best for them. And so then it all becomes your fault, even though it's not your fault, but you supposed to take responsibility for what your mother did to you, for the missing father that your mother decided not to marry before she cared about. You got to take responsibility for all of this stuff, while at the same time listen to these dumbass talking points from these women influencing other women to continue to go down this bad path that's not best for them. So what is the solution? What is the solution? There is no solution. The only solution that you have is to save yourself. And so that's why I'm here. I'm not here for the majority of the people, right? I understand that the gender war is alive and well, and it's a lot of people that's going to fall. as a result of it, but it don't have to be you. It's just like when it comes to money, right? It's always going to be poor among us. It's always going to be a class war. It's always going to be a middle class continuing to go away, but they're going to sell you on the idea that you can be solidly middle class in order to continue to like get you to buy into this narrative so that you're not doing the thing that's in your best interest. And the minute that you realize that, you know what, I got it all wrong, you unlock yourself, and then you really give yourself the option to choose whether or not you want to be poor and blame it on the man, or if you want to be rich and actually make the decision that's in your best interest. And it's the same thing with relationships. It's the same thing with spirituality. It's the same thing across the board. At some point, you're going to have to unlock yourself and then realize that every decision that you make going forward is going to be, you know, a yay or a nay. But the best thing that you can do for the culture and society is to do the thing that's in your best interest. Listen, when you get yourself right, you help everybody. Because now you're a productive, contributing member to society. You also a beacon of light and hope. You can influence the people that surround you and whoever it is that's paying attention to you to do the right thing. And then more importantly, you're not a nuisance on people because we don't have to use our tax dollars in order to house you, jail you, bail you out of jail, save you from your student loans. The best thing you can do is get yourself together. But see, we don't want to have those conversations, man. And they keep saying, hey, don't influence people to do anything that they don't want to do. No, you need the information. You need the insight. You need the understanding. You need to be doing the thing that's in your best interest. Why wouldn't I share with you the information and then enable you by being an example myself? That's why I live my life like an open book. That's why I don't care about what people think about me. Listen, I see people walking up and down the street. They over there, they paying attention to it. Hopefully they catching the message the same way, right? I'm very confident in what I stand in because the one thing that you can't say is that I'm wrong. Prove it to me. Prove it to me. Prove it to me that the gender war is not necessary by then pulling up all of these women that are the most popular on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and tell me that these chicks is not influencing other women to do the thing that's the worst for them. Meanwhile, you sitting here saying, man, listen, I want to be married. I want to take care of business. They telling their homegirls not to marry based off of potential. They telling their homegirls to go to slut it out. The woman last night also said that every woman needs a whole phase, and then she had a bunch of guys around them justifying the behavior and going into this negative space. So if you don't have any light to shine on the darkness in order to run the demons out, then what's the point of us doing the right thing? How will you know what to do if you can't make the decision for yourself? How will you know what to do if you can't make the adjustment or you don't have the information? I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just giving you options. I'm just enabling you with the right information. I don't even tell people that they got to get married. You know what I tell them? I'm going to give you the information of what it takes in order to be successfully married if you decide to go down that path. And then I say, hey, don't be a step crash dummy. Hey, don't deal with a chick that's doing this. Hey, don't deal with a dude that's doing that. And this information is applicable across the board. It doesn't just apply to men. It doesn't just apply to women. It applies to everybody across the board. Listen, man, I tell you this because I actually want you to win. I share this with you because I want the best for you. And hopefully, after everybody that hear this, it's a few people that actually take the message, make the adjustment, and then do the thing that's in their best interest. You don't have to continue to go down this path. And I don't care what you do, but I'm really hoping that I encourage you to do the right thing. And the right thing is the thing that's in your best interest, because then when you're not operating under duress, you make better decisions. And maybe I'll go into that on a later video. Hey, I heard Chance the Rapper is getting divorced. I have to do a reaction video on that. I love you. I appreciate you. Hopefully y'all tune into the live stream that I got going on over at Hardly Initiated. We're going to get that popping, and then we're going to live stream after that on this channel, the Anton Daniels channel. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm definitely going to holler at y'all later.